So, you may have come into this video wondering, Antonio, who the fuck is Dorian Electra, and what do you mean Deconstructor of Cringe? Well, you're about to find out about this iconic, enigmatic, gender-fluid work of art, and how they have played a hand in deconstructing cringe culture. Roll the intro. Well, to say Dorian is a favorite musician of mine is an understatement, since I've drawn two of my characters as characters Dorian plays in their music videos. We have Antonio as the gay overlord from their My Agenda video, and Claudia as Milady from their Gentleman/Milady music video. I first discovered Dorian themselves due to being pretty highly involved in the furry news scene in 2021, when they released their music video for My Agenda that November, which featured various furries.
Have you seen my pamphlets? Have you read my blog? Have you seen my army marching down to City Hall? You can only spot us by the way we walk, as we're plotting to take over and destroy you all. My agenda might offend ya, out here flexing in my rainbow suspenders. My agenda will infect ya.
I loved both the video and the song especially, since it mocked the gay agenda conspiracy that so many of my fellow queers hate and loathe so much. I mean, you can't go wrong with a song paraphrasing Alex Jones's famous gay frogs rant.
Out here turning frogs homosexual.
So I decided to look further into their discography and see what else they had. And at the time, the My Agenda album was a year old, so that was their newest stuff out. I listened to it all the way through on a bus ride to high school, and oh my god, I was blown away. I highly recommend the My Agenda album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and if you somehow don't like it, it's a short listen, clocking in at only 25 minutes and 10 seconds. It has one of my favorite plot lines. Homophobic incel eventually realizes his homosexuality, and several aspects of inceldom and homophobia are mocked in the process. Now, you may be wondering why I refer to the gentleman as he, him, despite the fact that Dorian uses they, them pronouns. Now, I'm aware Dorian prefers to be addressed by they, them. However, they play a lot of male characters, one of which the gentleman is, and therefore I refer to the gentleman by he, him, not Dorian themselves. But anyways, this isn't about the album itself, this is about Dorian Electra themselves. Now, throughout a lot of the songs and music videos of My Agenda, you may notice Dorian somehow makes a lot of the things regarded as cringe quite aesthetically pleasing, by both paying homage to the subjects of their songs and making fun of them at the same time. This just happens to be most evident on the My Agenda album, as well as in its music videos and related merch. And before you ask, yes, Dorian Electra has merch, some of it being quite cool and a lot of it being Dorian Electra's incredible brand of both strange and intriguing. And I shit you not, they've got everything from body pillows to gamer guy bathwater to troll face thongs, and at one point even fleshlights of their mouth's likeness, which I'm pretty sure I will have to censor if I want this video to, fucking exist. And that doesn't even begin to describe the sometimes unhinged nature of the images from their community tab, as well as its cursedness and charm. Just let these images speak for themselves. All I'm gonna say is, God, I get such fucking gender envy from this person that it's not even funny. Alright, if you were wondering what all that was about, I decided it would be best to change into my alternate neckbeard form to review this music video. The things I do for you guys as entertainment really shouldn't astound you anymore, but they do. I don't know why. Alright, not even 30 seconds in, and we already have at least 3 neckbeard culture references. The fantasy massively multiplayer online role-playing game font for the song title, the suit of armor, the fedora, the idealized self, all of it is detailed perfectly. Now this first half, Gentleman, is about introducing the gentleman as a character. He's very self-absorbed and thinks of himself as the greatest gentleman alive when he is really anything but.
Top, bow down, rock it to the side when you tip that crown. Fedora real tight, slow down, or pinky up high, never coming down. Never. I'm a gentleman. Take my gentle hand up to a gentle land. I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. Take my gentle hand up to a gentle land. I'm a gentleman. I am. I'll pick you up, I'll put you down. I see the perfect thing, then I'll make you spin around. Yeah, I'm lighting you up, throw you around. This is the conquest of what is going down. I'm a gentleman. Take my gentle hand up to a gentle land. I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. Take my gentle hand up to a gentle land. I'm a gentleman. I am.
And this part of the video shows exactly what we see the gentleman as in real life, instead of the idealized version of himself he sees. A try-hard edgelord gamer with a messy room and equally crusty friends. He has a katana fetish like most neckbeards do, as shown by him using one to destroy jugs and bottles of water, in an air of showing off strength he doesn't really have. And then there's the gentleman dance itself, a dance so simple, even the fattest, most out-of-shape neckbeard could do it. Also, we're not going to ignore the fact that the gentleman is possibly the least racist, edgy neckbeard, considering he's playing games with at least 3 black guys.
My lady is gentle, my lady is kind. My lady, she loves me, my lady, she's mine. My lady is sexy, my lady is pure. My lady is chaste, my lady's a whore. My lady is manners, my lady is grace. My lady is preference, my lady is taste. My lady has style and a very small waist. My lady likes men with a perfect face. My lady is supple, my lady is soft. My lady is sweet, my lady goes off. My lady, she parties, my lady goes hard. My lady goes quiet, my lady's a star. My lady can't find her, my lady's not real. My lady's a dream, my lady's a deal. A deal with the devil, a very good price. The price of my soul, my heart is like ice.
Is my favorite song on my agenda, and the music video it has just goes even harder than the song. So, the song is about the gentleman's ideal lady, which in this music video is implied to be just a video game waifu he's customized. There's more gamer references, such as Mountain Dew being Milady and Doritos being Gentleman. And there's a subtle Clockwork Orange reference with the gentleman drinking Mountain Dew out of the breasts of the busty statues. Also, Milady herself is incredibly hot in both video game and real life form. She's incredibly badass in the video game, and I love her. I also love the Virgin versus Chad reference at the end, and honestly, I really want a My Agenda video game now. Now, there is another music video that deconstructs an aspect of cringe culture, the aptly titled Edgelord featuring Rebecca Black.
I'm your edge lord, I'm so edgy. Wanna ask me, okay, if you, I don't need you pushing you right to the edge. We lived in a society that told me that you're not a guys like me. They push me to the edge, you see. Never, never, never gonna come down. Don't question why so serious. Did I offend you? I'm so curious. My identity's mysterious. Never, never, never gonna come down. I'm an edgelord, I'm so edgy. Wanna ask me, okay, if you, I don't need you pushing me right to the edge. I'm your edgelord, I'm your edgelord, I'm the edge now. About to jump down, watch me jump down, taking you down, pushing you right.
Now, I absolutely love this music video. Didn't think Dorian would have a rabbit as their persona, not gonna lie, but I can work with it. Because, for some reason, it just works super well with the edgy vibe of this music video. This whole thing honestly screams 2000s DeviantArt vibes, in which everyone under the influence of scene music was making super edgy OCs just for the sake of making super edgy OCs. And Dorian mimics not one, but two Batman villains in the live action portions of the music video in which they aren't their rabbit persona. The Joker and the Riddler, two villains which make me ashamed to be a Batman fan due to how these villains have been made to go out of character by edgelords who have made them their entire fucking personalities. You shouldn't idolize a psychotic villain like the Joker.
Smash your petty trash labels, ayy. Edgy life, easy life, working on that. That I've been doing this since day cat. Feel lucky that you ever caught a place.
Okay, this Rebecca Black verse legitimately makes me so happy. She's the perfect feature for a song about edgelords, considering her debut song, Friday, was mocked so much that at one point, Rebecca was getting death threats from so-called trolls. So to see her reclaim the visuals used in Friday, like, yeah, you hurt me, but honestly, I'm no worse for the wear. Like, yes, go off, Queen.
Edgelord, I'm an edgelord, I'm so edgy. Wanna ask me, okay, ask you. I don't need you pushing me right to the edge. I'm an edgelord, I'm an edgelord, I'm an edgelord. About to jump down, watch me jump down, taking you down, pushing you right to the edge.
And this last bit is just Dorian and Rebecca having fun as the Joker and Harley Quinn. And the video ends off in an homage to the Friday music video. I love it. It's nice to see Rebecca be a star after all she went through when she was just a teenager. It appears the gamer fuel finally wore off, thank God. And now, we're going to be looking at what influenced Dorian's fashion sense and what made them this way.
Hello, fabulous.
So do you. This
Thank
is
you.
incredible.
I saw one of your looks online and I said, but you look amazing. I'm so excited to get through your closet.
I
Let's
know.
do it.
I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh, the shoes! You got the shoes. Can I touch them?
Please do. Please do.
Oh my god, oh, they're kind of heavy. Okay, here you go. This part of the show is called the Fashion Rewind, where we get to find out like who you are. So let's start here.
Ah, yes. This is the 2018 look from my music video, Career Boy. And you can still see the stains here where I poured coffee all over myself before smashing the coffee pot over my head. I also chipped a tooth during that scene.
I was like, is it a weird bleach pattern, but it still
It's
has
designer.
Yes, it's
design,
custom.
yeah. This iconic Walmart George brand shirt. Oh, you know George.
George!
Rick Owens, George. You know these names.
Wait a minute, George. Who's George? It's custom George. So sorry, you can't get this. This one.
And I love the way her titties are looking right now.
I was like, the girls are sitting.
It looks a little different than when it's on me. And let me show you, this is her head right here. This is Dorian.
Oh.
She is Miss...
I thought you meant the whole thing. I was like, oh Lord, she looks cool. But the wig, okay.
Yeah,
got
so
it.
this is Miss Dorian, and she is Christian Girl Autumn, pumpkin spice latte.
Flatbread.
Very much so. She's Panera, she's Starbucks. This was in 2020. I did a music video for my song, F the World. I'd been through all these crazy looks. I'd been like furry in a music video. I'd been punk vibes, like all this stuff that, you know, you would think is shocking. And I was sort of like, at this point, what is the most shocking thing I could do? Because I always love that with fashion, like trying to do something surprising that people don't expect. And I was like, oh, I should just dress the most basic look that I can think of, and this is the suburbs, the girl next door.
This look could be the starting scenes in a Coca-Cola commercial.
I can see that.
Very in the 90s.
Very, I can see that. I can see that, yeah.
You put that there, I'll put this here. Okay, what about this one? This is giving me very Austin Powers tea.
Okay, well, that's really funny that you say that. So this is actually the look from my first album cover, Flamboyant, in 2019. I was a huge Austin Powers fan as a child.
Groovy, baby.
Literally, do I make you Randy, baby? Yeah, do I? I was like a 6-year-old child thinking he's like the hot male protagonist. Like, I didn't get that he wasn't like hot. I was 6 years old, that's deep in my psyche. Influences my taste and everything, fashion, so that's the story.
It's giving this Austin Powers and also Interview with the Vampire.
Yes, very
Brad
Pitt,
Pitt,
and
Matt
who's the other
Damon.
one?
No,
Wait,
Tom
is it?
Cruise.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them.
It's very that.
Talk to us about that time being a little child. I like music, I like art, I like fashion. Like, how did we get here to being the fashion icon that you are?
Thank you. My mom is like an artist, and my dad, they both raised me in a very supportive environment where I was like able to express myself, and I feel really grateful for that because my dad is very comfortable with himself and his sexuality and all that. I grew up around a lot of like rock music, David Bowie, Alice Cooper and stuff like that. The male rock star vibe that's like kind of androgynous, like that was always what I looked up to as a kid. Also, I watched a lot of like Ren and Stimpy as like an infant. I'm like, I should not have been probably watching a lot of that. It probably explains a lot of what's going on in here. I did musical theater as a kid. I was giving Broadway. I was giving Jazz Square. You know, like.
Bam, here we are today. Thank God. Okay, thank God. Okay, now tell us what this is.
Oh, and let me get
Ooh, girl, I got a score. This is giving me 90s Highlander tea.
the piece de resistance, the fedora. This is the look from my second album, My Agenda. And I was really going for neck beard, but make it fashion, milady, like I'm on Reddit, I'm complaining about women, but also it's slay. And so we've got the like printed shirt with the sword on it, the khaki shorts that like mom got you off of LLB and catalog, the fedora.
I had to put in this interview. Mo and Dorian have such a cute dynamic, and I love it. But yeah, I can see how Austin Powers and Ren and Stimpy influenced their childhood, and it gave us the musical and fashion genius that is Dorian Electra. I wouldn't have it any other way. And now, we're going to be talking about their relationship with makeup, which is, if you look at Dorian, one of the biggest parts of their aesthetic.
I started getting like way more into makeup after I started getting more involved in drag and like in the queer community, and seeing that makeup could be more like a tool of self-expression as opposed to covering something up. I kind of struggled with like, well, how much makeup is like too feminine, because I'm not trying to present myself that way, and how much I could kind of inhabit this like genderless clown space where I feel most comfortable. My name is Dorian Electra. I'm a pop musician and I identify as gender fluid. My usual makeup routine, honestly, is like, I have 15 minutes until I need to leave the house. I never know if I'm getting it on evenly, honestly, but I'm kind of more of like a just slap it on and go person. I feel like a lot of the things I do with makeup start out as accidents, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just do it again and again and again. This is kind of like my own mutilated version of like the sunburned blush look. More like someone took a paint roller to your face. It's my style, I guess. This is about to be the most important step of all. Gotta be waterproof, because you're sipping, you're wiping, you're sweating, whatever. Started doing the mustache in 2016. It was like this one photo shoot that I did with my friend. After that, I was like, oh my God, like this photo is like the most me that I feel like I've ever looked. It's cool to like see other people do it, like when they like come to my shows, but then they do like a way better job than I ever could. I'm like, please do my makeup. And so it's like a little community of like little mustache people. It's interesting because I put on all this makeup when I'm gonna go play a show or do a shoot, and that's like my work. And that usually is like at night. And I definitely feel more like myself when I do have the full face of makeup on, but it's also not something that I would feel comfortable wearing during the day, like going to the grocery store. So it's kind of become this thing where like I feel most like myself at night. I need a game plan. What's the next move now? I think I'll go for some eyeliner. I always try to do like the messy smudge lip thing. It's also like really convenient because when I'm performing, my mouth is like all over the mic and stuff, so it like gets smudged anyway. So I'm like, if I come in with the smudge lip, it's purposeful, you know? So I'm grateful for that trend. Nice wet looking lip, plump and juicy. And now, let me go for my favorite little part. These little tattoo stamps from Milk. Amazing, and they really stay on there. I'm gonna do a mix of little X's and then maybe a little peace sign thing, because I'm feeling peaceful today. And I really like this one because it smells like coconut. You know it's good when it smells like you want to eat it. I really love like a big, bushy, masculine brow. It's really interesting for me to see how makeup has changed over the last 5 years even, and especially like how drag, I think, has really impacted makeup. The point of drag is to like explode our notions of gender in the first place. I'm just very lucky that like the majority of my business is in an environment where I can have the full crazy makeup and feel completely comfortable. So I'm very grateful for that.
Genderless clown? Honestly, this is what I enjoy most about Dorian. They have an incredible way with words. Makeup, no longer feminine, thanks to drag. And honestly, I wish I had such a way with words as Dorian does, because honestly, I used to have a pretty edgy look, and it felt like me. And now, of course, I have Antonio, who is probably as close to an ideal of myself as you'll ever see. But yeah. Well, here's my final statement. As wild as Dorian Electra looks, they are one of the realest, most down-to-earth musicians I have ever come across. I love their sense of humor and their music, and honestly, they make the cringe subjects such as edginess and insultdom pretty damn fun. And ladies, gentlemen, and fellow non-binary daisies, we have reached the end of yet another video. I hope you enjoyed the video on one of my biggest hyperfixations, And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, join my Discord server, link in the description and video. Also, artists, I always appreciate fan art, so feel free to share it in my server if you've drawn any. And if you've done all these things, y'all have a great day. Antonio out. Peace.